first behind the GM screen with me, because Fillets did his own for a little while at one point. But I have taken over. Yes. And Sam's joining me for it. So we are going to create a Dungeons and Dragons campaign from scratch. This is the very first episode of this, so I'm going to be introducing characters and everything, and you'll probably hear my family behind me, because that's how it works. Ted, I think I heard someone knock. Maybe? I don't know. Anyway. Yes. So, first off, this game that that we're going to be creating is for a group of players that I have been GMing for, what, 3 years now? Yeah. Yeah. Because it was right after I moved here. So yeah, 3 years, because it was 2018. And we were doing Waterdeep Dragon Heist. It took a very long time to finish that, because between life and me changing things in it. But now, so the party is, there's 5 of them. Only 2 members of the group are actually from the very beginning. 2 characters, three players. That's neither here nor there. But they are level 7 now. And there are some loose ends from Waterdeep Dragon Heist. I'm going to do my best not to spoil anything from that while we create this. The whole one main things is, I guess a little spoilery, is that Jarlaxle, one of the villains, he's not really much of a villain. Anyway, you can play him as a villain. And he has absconded from Waterdeep with a magical artifact, and the players, my group, want to go after him. So, we are going to be creating a seafaring campaign for is it the second tier? Is that what they call it? Yeah. Yeah. That's why I said, isn't it called that? Because I don't always think about it either. Yeah, it is. It feels kind of like that anyway. It's their next big story arc for this group, which is exciting, because I think one of the things that I'm excited about is of actually fusing them together as a team. Because I mean, they've been a team, but it hasn't really been about the characters. It's been about the module and the story in the module. And so I want this next section to be about the characters and their story, even though they're going off into the ocean, which none of them have done before. So I'm excited about that. The characters that we have Bray. So I have my notes up. Just looking at the right one. Yes. We've got Bray, who is a very nice, level-headed character with some funny quirks. But he's a ranger, human, and he showed up with Manticore, who is a noble gentleman. So the player and I, homebrewed. We're working on this gentleman class, and so he's been playing that. And so those, yeah, I can show it on the stream at some point if you want. Yeah, it's fun. It's very much, he's designed kind of like a mix between a support class and martial. And depending on what yeah, and it's a lot about like defending the honor of your friends. And then there's also subclasses depending on if you want to go full on like fisticuffs, or if you want to do be more of a spoken one that speaks and pontificates. Yeah, there's 3 different subclasses. I can't remember them right now, but we can go over that later. So we've got Bray the Ranger, Manticore the Gentleman, also human, Kainen is a human cleric. We have a lot of humans, which is unusual for a D&D campaign, from my experience. What's hilarious, yeah. What's hilarious is that we also have Zorskax, who was a lizard folk but is now human. And then Selamir, which I believe he's an elf. He's either half elf or elf. And I've been asking that player for his character sheet, and I have not gotten it yet. But he's a warlock. Yeah, he's a warlock. And so then we also have a Tabaxi, who that player is not going to be able to continue playing with us because hopefully she's hoping to move up to up the country. So she wouldn't be able to play in person anymore. And I need an in-person game. And my only one just died. Yeah. Yeah, so we have all these different amazing fun characters with a lot of juicy backstory, and which we will get into while we flesh all of this out. The actual I have all my notes up there. I like the summary. So we've been talking a lot about the story for this arc and the bad guys and things, and my summary, I'm just gonna read it. We can go from there. The party goes after Jarlaxle, the pirate king of Luscaval. They are chasing him to retrieve the dragon staff that was stolen from Waterdeep. Jarlaxle is in the process of building out a ritual to allow him to ascend. One of the pieces of the ritual is a legendary artifact found in the lair of a dragon turtle in the middle of the ocean. The staff will aid him in retrieving the artifact. He is unable to trust most of those he works with simply because they are thieving pirates. He does have a small group likely, but because he's the leader of Bregendarth, which is a faction of the Drow. So it's made up of Drow men. Just disenfranchised. Is that the word? No. Is that okay? Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Then the ritual itself that he needs to make was created by Grandmother Tia, who is a powerful archfey sea hag. She is also. I feel like I should check to make sure Ted's not in the room. Are you not? Are you in there? Hopefully he's downstairs. Ted's playing in it. I think he's downstairs now. So Grandmother he's pretty good about not metagaming, but I think he also doesn't like spoilers at all. So Grandmother Tia is the Tabaxi's patron. So she's going to be a spy during the game. For a short time. I kind of want to have that reveal fairly early on. Ideally, it depends on, obviously, the characters and what happens. But Grandmother Tia creates and will be assisting in the ritual to show him how to ascend, pulling deep magical knowledge from her ancestry in the depths of the sea itself. The ritual requires the exchange of souls. For the return of his love, the souls of the PCs will be needed. They will be required. This is part of the deal that Grandmother Tia she requires the souls of the PCs to be used. All the souls will not be required for Jarlaxle's ascension, however, and for the final part of the fight, there's going to be Tabaxi warlocks and things in assistance. So I'm going to use them as henchmen, and those Tabaxi will be part of the ritual. So the players will unknowingly be helping his ascension by killing off and using the Tabaxi as sacrifices. And we just got a couple follows. Thank you very much for the follow. Bluefies. Did I see another one? I heard the things. Oh wait, thank you for hosting. Aw, nice. Nice one. let's see. And so there'll be Garland the Tia. So the thing with her, I love hags. I'm gonna say that every time. She wants essentially to ruin the fall of the characters. Let's see. Wants the ruin to fall on the characters and Jarlaxle in the end, because his ascension doesn't affect her, and so part of the deal, she's like, fine, you can ascend, because she's already very powerful. But the result of him being unable to bring his love back is more of her goal, because she wants to see him suffer, because that's what hags like. They like seeing people suffer, and by building up the party and making sure that they have the right tools to survive, that is how she will prevent it. And Jarlaxle will not be able to complete that portion of the ritual because the players will be too strong. And so he will ascend, but continue in his torment and be unable to bring her back. And if the players are unsuccessful, the hag still wins because their souls will belong to her after the ritual. Yeah. 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 Yes. Well, I think part of it was likely that Jarlaxle sought her out to help him do this, to bring, like, how can I bring her back? I want to be powerful enough to do it. It's kind of like, you know, the whole Sith Lord thing, or the Darth Vader thing. It's like, I want to prevent the death, right? I want all the power to make sure that she survives. Yeah. Yeah. I think really hags want everyone to suffer, and so it's less about, like, why them. It's like, well, they're there. They caught her attention because the Tabaxi was already a patron of hers, and so she learned about these characters. Are you? Oh, let me... Oh.
There we go. Can you turn me up? Did you turn me down? Is that why I turned up?
No,
No, don't worry. I see how it is. I see how it is.
Well, you know, you have such a big personality anyway.
Well, big. You can't see me because I haven't got my camera on, but I'm doing inverted commas with my fingers. Obviously, big personality. Thanks.
Aww. No, he was not meant to be.
Cheers, guys. Thank you for pointing that out, guys.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I have this need to be heard, so it's very important that you point that stuff out.
Right. Yes. So now that we fixed that, you're asking why them.
Well, I answered, but actually, on second thoughts, I don't think it makes that much of a difference initially.
No.
Like, that'll be something that maybe that they can, like, delve into later on if they get interested in it and they want to pursue it and they think it's an important thing to go after.
Yeah.
And then maybe you can, like, add, it's like main story, but it's like a side addendum to the main story where it's like a little bit of extra, like, flavoury clue stuff, you know, that kind of thing. So it doesn't really matter, I suppose.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see these notes that we're using. So one thing, so I think, where am I? Intro, right. And so the way that I generally write my notes is a lot of brain vomit. I have my characters at the top, and then I have the summary. I wrote this the other day of what we want the main background and motivations to be for the villains, and then I have some questions that I want to answer with some of the characters' background info.
So I remember we had a quick chat before we started this, like the other week, didn't we?
Yeah.
We came up with a kind of, like, I made some notes about, like, the players. My notes literally just say, like, the player name, the thing, and then they kind of, like, hook. So they've all got like little hooks you can kind of like dig into and like get something out of. So like maybe we should talk about that and like maybe expand on like the wider kind of, you know, start fleshing the skeleton out a little. Or like carry on building the skeleton so that we can then flesh it out later.
Yeah. I think the thing that's that the motivation of the characters to go out into the ocean is there already. they have a hook. They're going after Jarlaxle because they want to retrieve the staff for Waterdeep.
Oh, I'm just talking about like the further kind of like, you know, bringing their backstories in and tying it all in, and like, you know, like Brave, for instance, has these dreams of impending doom kind of thing. So it's like, how are you gonna work that in?
Yeah, and so, yeah, the way that I'm kind of laying that out practically, so then people can see my notes and things, is that I do outlines, and so I have the first part of it is the intro, where the very first few sessions are going to be in Waterdeep, so they'll have downtime and the story hooks, and different things that they want to do. One of the things that happened in the first part of their campaign was that Bray's in his backstory, one of the things is that he fell in love with Mantique's cousin, and so they got discovered. He's a filthy commoner, so he got kicked out. Mantique stood up for him, so Mantique got kicked out, and so that's why they started traveling together. And so his love, her name's Kate, got kidnapped, and so they saved her. She was feeble-minded and had to be fixed up, and so the campaign literally ended with her walking into their tavern, and they met eyes, and he ran up and gave her a hug and kissed her, and was like, "Aw." And so when that's kind of in the credits roll. So I asked all the players what they wanted to do during their downtime, just so I could start prepping some things. And the player for Bray, he said a wedding. I was like, oh yay, he's gonna ask Kate to marry him, so that we might have a little wedding.
Yeah, you can start off with something nice. Are they going to have to procure a vessel to sail the seven seas? How's that going to work?
Yes. Now, they have enough money to be able to buy one.
Oh, they're just going to buy one. Okay, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, they made quite the bank from Waterdeep.
Oh, that's fair. It is Waterdeep, isn't it? Okay.
And they also have their tavern that's actually bringing in some money. But they made a lot just from their adventure. Zorskax, Ted's playing Zorskax, and he wasn't quite happy playing a bard. It's not really his flavor. He'd never done it before, and he discovered he doesn't really like it. And so we're going to be rebuilding Zorskax into a bard swashbuckler multi-class.
Okay.
And so the idea, he's a really funny character because he's a magician. But he doesn't do magic to do his magic tricks. He just likes doing magic tricks.
It's just like street magic, like David Blaine, basically.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's that good at it. But he's really entertaining. And because Ted likes playing weird characters. And so when he transformed, he's essentially Jack Black. And so the idea is that Zorskax, during their downtime, decided that they need a ship and a boat, and so he's going to go learn how to sail things, but he's not actually going to be learning. Essentially, he gets his way onto a ship through charisma alone, and kind of blabs his way to a position, and so I don't even know if he's going to know how to do anything, but he's going to think he does.
I'm pretty sure there's because if he's redoing his character, and you're going to redo it bar swashbuckler, there is a like a pirate background, or like a pirate or a sailor background, I think.
Yeah, there's a sailor one at least.
Yeah, and they have like proficiency in like sailing vessels and stuff, so that might be useful.
Yeah, that would be useful. I'm not sure if Ted actually wants to be properly useful though.
Yeah. Deliberately being unhelpful.
As I'm talking. No, because one of his character concepts that he just thinks is really funny. There's this sea shanty that's called Put Down That What's It? And the whole thing is that the person singing doesn't actually know any sailing terms and is actually the captain, and so that idea just really appealed to Ted because he wants to be able to, you know. I love it. I think it's hilarious. I like serious games, but I also don't mind a little bit of goofiness, especially if it's not the entire party, and this one's not. I think he does have good sleight of hand.
If they're doing this whole thing where they're going to be
Yes.
like buying a vessel.
They'll probably need a crew, actually.
Well, I think that could be like an interesting thing to like give them a bit of like license, like I don't know, like say like you could just go to like a ship dealer and just buy a ship, and then you could just go to the tavern, set up a table, and hire a crew or whatever,
Yeah.
But like, could they like pay someone interesting for like their services and like literally like rent the ship kind of thing almost, or they could like have an opportunity to like maybe do a bit of investigation and maybe find a really interesting ship that's like a legendary ship, but like they dredge it up or something because it's been like half sunk and they have to repair or something like that. So, 1 second, I'll be right back.
Yeah. I like that idea. Kind of a ship side quest. So if maybe that they could even hear rumors about some kind of ship. Yeah, interviews with the crew would be fun. Actually, this is a good idea that they hear about this legendary ship. Perhaps it's a sentient ship that could they work with it to sail. Oh, that would be cool. A living ship. I'm kind of stealing that from another game. So you kind of gave me this idea, and it's being very obvious that I don't know how to spell anything. So you're talking about like this quest to go to find a legendary ship. It's like, what if this ship is actually sentient? It's a magical ship that can actually sail itself.
Oh, I like that. That reminds me of what's it called?
Knight Rider?
No, Divinity Original Sin 2.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a sentient ship in that. Spoilers, sorry, if you play that game.
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing this from another campaign that I was in, and I'm not going to say which one. I don't even know if it is actually in the book or not, because I was a player in it. But I really like that idea of this living ship.
And then they have to like, I don't know, maybe it's like it's sentient, but it's like kind of dormant at first, and then maybe if they repair it and some stuff happens, then it wakes up. Like, I've got my Wednesday game at the moment has they've got an airship. And that kind of has like a sentient core to it, and that kind of like woke up later on after they already started the ship up.
So why don't we try building out this side quest then? Because I kind of want this. This will be the very first thing. I like the idea. It was like if they hear rumors of it from like while they're trying to hire a crew, maybe that one of those crews, like the Sold Sea Dog, can give a legends tell.
Either like when they're hiring the crew, or if they're like go to the ship dealer.
Yeah.
And there's like, I don't know. I've got this image of this really like a used car salesman, like kind of like really slimy ship dealer who's like, oh yeah, you totally want this one. It's like horrible. And it's this like dirty old sea dog who's like got scars all over his face and like 2 eye patches and like 4 peg legs, all that kind of stuff. And he's like, oh no, you don't want to go with this fool. And like they had some sort of weird antagonistic relationship where they like they just argue amongst each other all the time, and he's like, get away from me, but he actually really likes him because he's like his grandfather or something. And he's like, well, I can tell you about shit that I know about, and then he points him in the right direction kind of thing.
Yeah. So right now they're on the Sword Coast. Maybe they would need kind of like a junky little ship just to go get it. It wouldn't be very far out, maybe.
Well, if I remember the map correctly, there's some islands off the coast of that.
There's water.
Let me get a map up. There's like a big interactive map somewhere I found.
Probably be good actually. I brought one up, wouldn't it? Do I have a map of it? I have a map of Waterdeep.
Here we go. Law maps. That's that. Yeah. So off. So where's Waterdeep's way further up, isn't it? So there's Neverwinter. There's Waterdeep. Okay. So, in fact, let me send you this link.
Yeah.
And you can use this. This is really good. This one.
Yeah.
There you go. I sent you on Discord.
Cool. Or I'll just drop up a browser source. Oh, cancel. Let's try something else. It's window capture. That's what I want. Bam.
I'll bug it in chat as well if people want this. Yeah, this thing's awesome.
Oops.
There you go. If you guys want to get access to it, you can have a look at it there. That's the link.
There
But
you go.
yeah, so you got like where it says Sword Coast on the coast, just next to the T of the is Waterdeep. So like you can go anywhere off the shore there. You got like the whalebone. Like the whalebone sounds awesome. I like that.
Right. Oops.
Like there's lots of shoals and stuff around there.
My scroll wheel just went crazy. What's it showing me? Are those all cities? Those are all cities.
They're all points of interest. Yeah, most of them are towns, cities, or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, it's not letting me go over there. Yeah, there's a lot of these little islands, isn't there?
That's as far as you can go to the west, but scroll up a bit and you'll see Waterdeep.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, scroll up. I mean, go the other way. Like, actually go up. There you go. Next to the T on the Sword Coast is Waterdeep.
Hi, cat. Yeah.
So like, there's loads of islands and stuff like that around. Like, I mean, not that you have to use the canon ones, but it's just, you know, if there's stuff there already and like, you know, layout, you can use the map. It just makes it a lot easier. You know, you don't have to fetch around, make your own stuff.
Yeah. Cool.
This is like pro tip for everyone in chat. If you can blag pre-existing stuff and then use it for your own purposes, do it because it's so much easier.
Yeah.
So much less effort.
Where is Jarlaxle's city?
What's the city called?
I think I was getting it wrong. Let me see.
Because if you got the names, though, you can search for it, and there's like a search tab at the top.
Oh, nice. Meow. Everybody knows you're there now. That's onion.
You should do that thing that other streamers do and get like a cat cam. You have like a little a cat scratcher thing that they sit on top of, and your camera's pointed at that.
It's true. She's never consistent. Why are you shouting at me?
Elsie's just got back from the shops, and she told me that she can hear the cat meowing through my headphones.
Yeah, she's been very demanding. I think because it's early and I'm not sitting on the couch, she can't sit next to me, and she probably wants me to go down and give her food. Hi. Was there stuff on your bed? I just moved it. Right. It's called Luskin. Luskin.
My current Wednesday game is going on in Chul, actually. So I was using this map quite a lot originally because it's just super useful. So. But,
it's just north.
Yeah, do you know what the town is?
Yeah, it's Luskin. Just north. It's north of Neverwinter. Did not know that.
Okay, so then maybe he's sailed north up the coast initially to get his stuff together, and then he's going to set out from there, maybe.
I kind of want to...
They have to, like,
yeah,
get a clue that he's there and chase him in that direction, but then when they get here, maybe he's already gone, kind of thing.
I kind of want to move it. Like, I want him to be on an island. Because if they knew that it was just on... Because if they knew it was just on the coast, I think they'd just go by land.
Okay, so do you want to make it like a pirate anchorage then?
Yeah. Yeah, and much...
So then just...
Because I'm changing the way that he is, because in his motivations from the book.
Yeah.
To make it a bit more romantic and... I don't know.
Well then in that case,
less political.
Move it and bang it. Like, I know what you mean. See where it says like the whalebones and like Rautheim? Is that? I don't know, like Rotim. But yeah, like there, just just bang it there somewhere, like a secret pirate anchorage, so it's not marked on the map.
Yeah.
But like only dodgy geezers know where it is.
Yeah, I like this collection of the Moonshay Isles. I like those. That's fun.
Yeah. I mean, I got this idea that maybe like the pirate anchorage is in Ruthheim or in the Whalebones, and then they run raids on like Sorko shipping in the Moonshay Isles and stuff. So then there'll be people being like, "Oh, the pirate problem recently has been getting really bad," blah blah blah, and just like hinting at all the stuff that's going on.
Yeah, I like the idea of the ritual taking place in the Whalebones.
There you go. So that's the ritual. But then is the Dragon Turtles thing going to be further out? That's going to be much further out in the Great Sea, I assume.
Yeah, it's not going to be on the map. It's going to be out farther.
Well, that might be an interesting place to introduce them to the Whalebone. So they get like a rumor saying that the pirate anchorage is on Rottheim, and then they go through the ship, and someone on the ship, like a captain or a crew member, recommends they stop at Whalebones just to like resupply of some of the basic stuff. And then something interesting or like creepy happens in the Whalebones, and that sets it up as a creepy place or whatever. And then much later, when they find out, oh, this is where the ritual's actually going to take place, they'll be like, oh, of course,
Yeah. So, let's see. So their thing, let's see, is that they need to go. About them.
Elkie I only just read this, but Elkie said when you talk about sentient ships, Elkie talked about Farscape. I'm like, yes, exactly like Farscape. Although that's not sentient so much as a living ship. That's completely different, I think. Well, not completely different, you know what I mean?
I have not watched Farscape.
It's an interesting show. I don't know if it holds up now still, but yeah, it's worth a watch.
I wanted to. I think we tried starting it at some point. I'm just trying to zoom in over here. There we go. So let's go back to my words. So, term is where...
Elkie says, will we have a reason to go to Evermeet?
Evermeet?
We have a reason to go to Evermeet.
Where's Evermeet?
I'm gonna look it up.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's the Island of the Elves. Okay.
Potentially there could be a side quest to Isle of the Elves.
Well, that might work out well with your Warlock.
Yeah.
They like suddenly have to get home and then like we'll tie something into it, but
yeah. So you were saying that they essentially they're on their way to Luskan, stop off in the Whalebones.
Yeah, just for to concoct some reason for them to actually stop, because they might, if you give them the option, then they might be like, oh no, we're not going to stop or whatever. So I don't know.
Well, that's kind of.
What?
I like the idea of them having the idea of the ship before they leave Waterdeep.
That's fair. Alright, so how about, I don't know, maybe like a small vessel that takes them over to the Whalebones, and then the Whalebones is where they find the sentient vessel.
Yeah.
But then like the Whalebones, you could say the whole place is like shrouded in mist or something, and it's super creepy and it's like they're all weird.
Yeah.
Hence why the ship originally crashed there, because of the mists and the shovels and stuff. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And then the old dude who tells them about it can be like, oh, it's dangerous there, ghosts in the mist, and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, and then we can have what I've been wanting to have, and I've been thinking about this. Essentially undead mermaids.
Oh, that sounds rank and amazing at the same time. Oh, like, yeah, like that they pop their head up behind a rock or from like underneath the ocean. Their head looks fine, but their skin's a little bit pale.
But it's...
and they come out the water, and it's like rib cages and stuff like zombies and like all.
Yeah, but I want them to still be like kind of the still mermaids in the essence of being like sirens, where you still hear this song, so they still have that kind of charmability to draw in their victims. It's like one of the few things that are still there, kind of like, you know, because banshees have their wail.
Let's have a look at mermaids. So there's merfolk, but we want actual mermaids.
We'll probably have
like
to
fae mermaids.
And actually, if this is where the ritual's going, maybe this is actually one of the sea hag's lairs. Like, her lair is there. So then that would also say why there would be these undead fae.
Cool. I just found a... Oh, this is awesome. Okay. There's like a fan-made monster. Created by someone called Stone Strix. I'm not sure. I think they put it on Reddit Monster of the Day, and it is literally an undead mermaid.
Send me a link.
The picture for it looks amazing. Hang on.
I can bring it up.
Let me just
see what their abilities are.
Find this homebrew. There we go. It's on him. There
we go.
There you go. I put it in the chat so you guys can have a look at it as well if you want. Now look at that piece of artwork, is amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. CR4, so you want to have multiple ones of them, but that's fine. It's like multiple against your player characters would be fine.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, actually, it's for everyone's reference. I think we might have said it already, but everyone is level 7, and there's 5 players.
Yeah. So they have advantage on ability checks and saving throws to escape grapple, because they're slippery. Universal beauty. Different and uniquely beautiful to match the taste of each humanoid that perceives its true sight reveals the true undead form. I like that. That's fun. Waterbound makes sense.
So if we go, if you use it as it, you're gonna need like 8 of them? No, 6 or 7 of them to make it a reasonably challenging encounter.
Yeah.
But you don't want to have it, I don't know, like just having 6 of the same enemy seems a bit boring.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like
something else with it.
Like there's like a mummy mermaid who we just amp the stats up for her.
Let me think. If they've got, we could. I mean, we have if we have these undead mermaids, we could also just have undead sailors.
Oh, that's fair actually. Yeah.
Past victims. And ghosts. Good old ghosts.
You know what I might do to this, because it's like CR4, like from the armor class and the hit points and stuff, CR4 says it might be a little bit too little, but it's fine, I suppose. But the add in the zombie, I can't remember what it's called, but like the zombie ability where if they get to 0 hit points, you see if they still survive and they stay alive, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then also maybe give them a little bit of magic, or something like some basic spells, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good and thematic from the way it is already. But then yeah, just like undead sailors would be cool.
Yeah, because I mean,
like a little army.
These, because we could have, a few of these undead mermaids that try to get them, and then when they actually find the ship itself, they have to clear out all these zombie and undead sailors.
Yeah, maybe they find the ship, and these are inhabiting the ship. Like the front of the ship's been cracked open, and like the underside of the hull is all like like the lower decks are kind of all filled with water and stuff, and they start by fighting their way through these undead like zombie sailor thing.
Yeah.
And they get down to the bottom, so it's like the mermaid's lair almost kind of thing.
Yeah. And I think what would be cool is like they actually have to do something to wake up the ship.
Yeah, so maybe the ship is being... the ship's a sentient ship. Maybe the ship was mesmerised by the mermaids too.
Oh.
So once you kill the mermaids, it unmesmerises the ship.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I think it would be cool.
Is this making sense for you guys? It's just the process of like, oh, that's cool, let's do that.
What would be cool actually is to add an element of like Selimir is the warlock, and his patron is essentially the weave itself. It's Elminster. It's aspects of Mystra, who's the goddess of magic. And what if there's something that he can do to fully help wake up the ship? Because I feel like more than just like you kill all the baddies, oh, you have your ship, it's woken up. I feel like there's one more element that needs to be added, and that we could even foreshadow that at the opening when he'd have a vision or something from his patron.
Okay. So how about like, so the mesmerizing stuff has been removed from the ship, but it's been there a while, so it's incredibly weak and doesn't know what to, and it doesn't like it's essentially ascension. It's the equivalent ascension weapon, isn't it? It's like a soul in an item. So that soul hasn't got enough energy or power or whatever to be able to do all this stuff. So then he's got to connect it directly to the weave, or feed magical energy into it somehow to revitalize it essentially and get it back on its feet. So like when the undead mermaid is killed, or like mermaids are killed or whatever, and the whole area is freed up, then like there'll be a little like help me kind of thing, from like, or like an equivalent of that, like something that triggers that they know that something needs help, or something needs to happen, and then through a series of rolls, or maybe some evidence that you can leave on the ship for like captain's logs or something that they can find, or that kind of stuff.
So this is giving me some ideas. That essentially, so once all the mermaids are dead and the area is cleared, that I like the idea that they actually needed. Originally, there was some kind of key, some magic item that would be used to start up the ship, like to allow it to have that connection with the weave to be able to function properly. And then if the warlock, because he's a hexblade warlock, if he can use his magical sword essentially to start it up.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, just like because he can turn his weapon into whatever he wants, can't he? Like realistically, he can turn it into any weapon he wants.
Yeah, likely. I mean, it's a sword, but
yeah, I think it's like a ritual, and you can do it once per day or something. But you can convert your weapon to whatever you want, essentially, or transfer it to a different weapon.
That's neat.
I don't even know why I'm mentioning it. It doesn't really matter, I suppose. But yeah, you could just find the keyhole and just plunge the blade into the ship, kind of thing.
Yeah, because then that would connect it to the weave.
Yeah. And you can have some link between like essentially the soul that's in the ship and the captain that originally was the captain of the vessel, who was like who had the sword that activated the ship, but now that sword is long gone, kind of thing. Yeah.
I think the one thing about that is that it needs I don't want to leave him without his sword, so maybe it's more just like once it's activated, you have to charge it up, maybe.
Yeah.
Flesh that out.
It's got like a starter motor, and then once it's on, it's fine.
Yeah, once it starts going.
Yeah, maybe it's just a case of like, I mean, maybe you could say like the previous captain of the ship, maybe like they saved their brother's soul by putting it in the ship or something. So it was like that kind of relationship, maybe.
Yeah.
And then like, and like he just occasionally like fun. Like, and he maybe it was he was a warlock of Nistra as well. And you can even like allude, yeah, if you got like captain's logs and stuff,
Yeah.
you can allude to that in captain's logs and that kind of thing. And then you just like, I don't know, once every week he needs to, like, you know, it's like getting your electric car and plugging it into your socket on the side of the street. You got to kind of do that with your sword every week or whatever.
Right.
Then you don't have to make a big deal of it and track it. You can just mention it as a thing, you know.
Yeah.
And just take it for granted that it's being done.
Or like once maybe like during while he takes his long rest. Kind of thing.
And then until like an important point later where they get separated from the ship, and then it becomes like a, you know, like you can turn it into drama then.
Yeah. I'm gonna save this image of this homebrew monster. Pretty cool.
I like this as well. Yeah, I think he makes a good point. That'd be interesting. The personality of the ship is obviously very important because it depends on the whole dynamic.
Yeah.
And you could have a ship that's just constantly like, "Fuck you guys! Why do I have to do that?" He's like, "You don't know me. You can't tell me how to live my life."
Yeah, they have to win over the ship.
Yeah.
Which would be a fun, actually, social encounter.
Yeah, like they're like, "Okay, let's go," and the ship's like, "What? No, I'm fine here, thanks." Like, just rescue me in that, but like, you know,
Yeah,
I'm not beholden to you. Who do you think you are?
Wait, where do you want to go? You want to go to that place? Are you sure? I don't want to go to that place. It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
It locks the wheels in place. And somehow away pulls the sails. Yeah.
Unless, like, maybe the ship has a mission for them itself.
Yeah.
And it only agrees to do stuff with them if they agree to help it on its own mission.
Loyalty
I don't know what
mission.
that mission would be. Yeah. And, like, they don't have to do it immediately, but that'll be, like, one of those side quests that they have to deal with at some point.
Yeah.
And then, like, if they take too long to do it, then the ship's like, "Oh, screw you guys, you're not going to help me," kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then maybe later on the ship will just abandon them if they really don't like want to do the mission. And they're stranded, and it's like, oh god, yeah, but yeah, like all that kind of stuff.
I like that. That's fun.
And I like the idea of Ascension ship as well because it means they probably wouldn't need to have a crew, or at least not like a. Yeah, not like a ridiculously large crew, just a minimal kind of crew. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that idea and the intro to the hook. Essentially, it's like, oh, legends tell of a ship that sails by itself that was lost to the whale bones, and like with the whale bones.
Yeah, and it's all like magical and mysterious and stuff, and then when they get to the ship's just a douchebag.
Oh, I don't think I could do that to the players.
I guess it's got this like what Elfie's saying. I get this idea of like you're saying, oh, "I'm not going in that direction. Like there's a storm over there," and then they look in that direction. It's like perfectly clear skies, and they're like, "No, there's no storm over there. It's fine." And he's like, "Are you a ship? Do you know these things?" The answer's no, isn't it?
I've been part of the ocean a long time. I know Talus personally.
And then I like the idea like you can add a bit of chuck in like some interesting lore like it's got barnacles on its hull, but there's something special about the barnacles because they're attached to Ascension ship or something like that. You know, like weird stuff like that.
Yeah, I think building this ship will be
I
really
can feel
interesting.
I can feel it in my woods. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I think building out this ship would be really interesting because essentially it's a legendary artifact, and
it is. Yeah.
we can probably unlock various abilities.
Yeah. So it starts off with like the basic ability to sail in it.
Yeah.
And then like later on, like they'll get access to like weapons and stuff, and like all this I don't know extra bits and bobs like later on some weird crazy magical abilities and stuff. That'd be something interesting to design as a full homebrew magical item with tons of abilities and stuff, and then just kind of slowly unlocks.
Yes.
As it trusts them more, you know.
Yeah, we could do that another day. I love this idea. What's fun is that one of the players, he has a 3D printer and he makes various things, and he, like last year or something, he would send a picture of a ship that he printed. So I think he's very excited to use his 3D printed sailing ship. It'd be cool to make this that. I'll have to ask him for a picture of it again.
I remember I did just before like COVID kicked in and we couldn't do games in person and stuff. I started doing that thing where you get like a monitor and you put it on the table, and then you like have like that all like maps projected on the monitor kind of thing.
Yeah.
I remember I had a really nice animated one of a ship that was really cool.
Oh, awesome! I'd like to have that at some point. Hopefully, at our cafe that we are going to open. Tavern. I always call it a cafe, and they call it's a tavern.
Yeah, you can't have wenches at a cafe. Come on.
No, we want it someday. It'll be well. We want like a microbrew as well. Let's see, like lots of traps to get through. Oh, traps. Let's see. So to get the ship is going to be sort of a Goonie session. I think so. I like that idea. Having yes,
that kind of excitement, discovery kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think. Ooh, it could even have the Tabaxi. Also, she could even have like a vision of it, or like her patron could guide them. Because if this ship's essentially in the Sea Hag's lair in space, and she wants them to succeed.
Oh, okay.
So
I just had a banging idea.
Yeah.
So Jalaxel is trying to ascend so he can get enough power to bring his lover's soul back, yeah?
Yeah.
But he doesn't know where his lover's soul is.
Mm-hmm.
He assumes it's in the underworld. What if the ship is his lover? Like the ship is his lover. And the hag, the whole reason the hag has pointed them in the direction of the ship is she's like, oh, I'm going to need this at some point, so I want to know where it is.
Yeah. That's an interesting idea.
And then that could all come to fruition, because then, like, when they get through that arc, and he like frees the soul or doesn't free the soul or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the mission for the ship is just like, you have to help me find my lover, but it can't give them any more information than that, because it's kind of like its memory's clouded and stuff, because it's not his true self at the moment. It's just a kind of embodied soul, and it only remembers parts of his past.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I like that. Like that's the mission, is that they want to find its.
All like tied in together then. Yeah. There you go. Okay, yeah. Elke hit the nail on the head. Yeah, like she's looking for him, or he or she actually.
Yeah, I was thinking this. Like, what if it's a male? Like, if Jarax's lover was a man. Because I don't think they associate Jarlaxle as bisexual, because he's I think they only really seen him with women as well.
Yeah, you got to use that kind of social subversion against them, so they can't, like, they don't know exactly what's going on, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but he doesn't know who his lover is. The ship doesn't remember specifics.
I love how Elke's on exactly the same train of thought that I am.
The ultimate mission to find him. You could have him have flashbacks throughout maybe places they were all together. Aww.
Yeah. Or like every time the what's it called, like the warlock puts the blade in the ship on a long rest, like you can roll a chance, and then like occasionally it might have a dream sequence where it's kind of like flashbacks of stuff that's happening, and it's slowly more and more information is fed to them through the flashback. Yeah. Man, you should just get Elkador on this, and like I can go and have some coffee, and you can do it instead.
What was cool is that I like that idea a lot. That oh, it was in my head. So they have the various flashbacks. Oh, that's right. Part of it is that because of the magical nature of the ship, that the players also, when they're dreaming, get these flashes. By the being in this aura of this legendary item, that when during the long rest, the ship is kind of sleeping as well, and they kind of share this lucid dream almost. And the longer they're on the ship, the more content they get from it, and the more they can see and interact with it.
Yeah. So the more it trusts them and stuff, the more it's subconsciously comfortable with them being inside its psyche.
Yeah.
Therefore, they just start to it starts off as just metaphors and just very vague ideas and stuff, and then it gets to the point where they can it's like lucid dreaming. They can walk around and do stuff in the dreams, and they'll be the dreams will be encounters of their own kind of thing.
Yeah. It's right. I never know how to spell Jarlaxle either. That's close. I think.
When you first told me about him, I didn't even call him Jarlaxle. I was like, oh, that pirate dude.
Yeah, the pirate guy. They know him. They knew him most of the time as. Actually, maybe I shouldn't say. Because I don't want to spoil. People are playing Waterdeep. Let's see. Do they know what Jarlaxle looks like? They have not seen his true form. They've only seen him in disguise, so they know him as this one disguise. I don't think he's revealed himself to them. No. They know his name, though. They just don't know what he looks like. They'd probably recognize his hat. Potentially. Okay. I love this idea of the dreams getting stronger, too. The longer they're on the ship. I think this will be a really interesting NPC and character for them. And they could see his true form. But the thing is that they know that he's a drow, and so then they would see a drow, and I don't want them, maybe eventually.
I've just been thinking about the encounter on the ship as well.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking it's half sunken, but you can't get into it from the top. You can only get in from a broken bit of the hull underneath, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then that puts them in the water, which puts them at a disadvantage against the CR4 monster, which balances it out a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I was imagining this all being underwater. Like, the ship itself is underwater, so they also have to figure out how to get it out from, to raise it. And thing level... They're not a magic-heavy group, though. I mean, no, they've got a cleric. And he'll probably get...
I have the idea / feeling that, if it's sentient, if they awake it by punching the sword in or whatever, then it'll just make its own way up to the surface, kind of thing.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, they've met Jarlaxle a few times and they have no idea. He has talked to them as different NPCs, and they have zero idea it was him, which is pretty fun. Future dreams, he gets the hat from his lover and reveals his true form. That'd be fun.
So I thought that's going to be interesting for you, isn't it? Because are you going to be doing any of the battle maps yourself? Doing the art thing?
Yeah, I'll be drawing some of the maps. Because I find that I'll try to find a good map for a battle, and I can't find any that I want, because it's not what I have in mind, and I'll end up having to draw them.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to be able to do doing a ship with multiple levels.
Yeah. Yeah. Can Foundry do multiple levels of moving characters around them? Because I find I end up having to drag them to different parts.
Yeah.
I have to go upstairs.
The way I tend to do it in basic, I think there's some add-ons that do stuff like that. I think there might even be a teleport add-on.
Yeah.
you put one marker on one invisible marker on the stairs and put it on another set of stairs, like, and so that you have all, like, technically all the levels are on the same map from the GM perspective, but they can obviously only see the level they're on because the walls block the vision to everything else.
Yeah.
And then when they move into it, it teleports their token to, like, the next place kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I downloaded that. I just don't know how to use it. I'll look harder. So did Black Staff hire the party? Is that the staff you meant? No, it's not the Black Staff. It is the Dragon Staff. It's in Waterdeep at some point. The Black Staff did not hire them to go retrieve it. They essentially just were like, we need to go after it. It's the party. It's their initiative. I did not drop this hook on them. Jarlaxle made off with the staff, and they went, oh crap, we need to go get that back, because they don't know why he wants it. It's a fairly powerful staff. You're able to essentially you get advantage on charming dragons, and you get other bonuses against dragons with it.
Yeah, that was like a concern, wasn't it? Because they were like,
yeah,
they wanted like to, because I remember we talked about something to do like giving them like a face value concern, which wasn't the real concern. The real stuff will come out about the hag and stuff later. But like, then maybe be concerned that they don't know why he wants the staff, but they know they need to get it back because it's super dangerous because it can control dragons.
Yeah, that's the initial hook right now. But once they get in there, I want them to be able to have a conversation with Jarlaxle and not just an all-out fight, which likely will happen anyway because they like talking to him. I don't know if they're going to believe anything he says. It's very unlikely because of their history. They don't trust him at all at this point. So they might end up just fighting him right out at the beginning. That said, I like the idea of him hiring the party to help him to go down.
Yeah, maybe he tries it, and if they agree to it, they agree to it. But...
Yeah. And if they don't, I'll give him like some kind of get out of dodge quick thing.
Yeah, he seems like the sort of person that always has a backup plan, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. Maybe he's not even there. They're talking to an illusion.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like the classic bad guy. They try and stab him and just go straight through. And it's like, big smile on his face.
I mean, because the whole point is that he knows they're coming because the Tabaxi is on the ship. She's feeding information. Let's see. The big dragon hired him to get the staff so the dragon can control other dragons. No, the whole thing is that he went to get the dragon staff so that he could actually safely get into go into this turtle dragon's lair, which has a special artifact that is needed for this ascension ritual. So it's a MacGuffin for a MacGuffin for a MacGuffin. Because his whole motivation is that he wants to ascend to have the power to bring his to cast true resurrection, essentially.
Yeah.
But I think what's even more tragic that is if he actually succeeds in casting this true resurrection spell and whatnot, if we negate the party having to be part of that, it doesn't work because his love is already on the material. The love's soul is in the ship. It's not dead. It's not passed over.
Yeah, and the hag knows that. But
yeah.
She's been like lying to him about it, kind of thing.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, there's a dragon around Evermeet. Why do you want to Evermeet so bad? The island.
Yeah, stop trying to make Evermeet happen, man. I mean,
I like how complex this has gotten, and you know, one of the guy playing Manticore is our friend Rogers, and he's gonna eat up this romance story so much. He's gonna absolutely.
He'll be all over it like a rash.
Yeah. First time I mentioned it, I thought maybe his lover was there. Oh, I see. Yeah, I have to bang out some information about this lover. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that's coming along really well. I like the idea of that a lot.
Let's see. Journey to the pirate city. Yeah, we can sort out the pirate city another time. Yeah, we've been talking for over an hour now. Let's see. And I thought it was place he could have run off to. Jarlaxle went home to Luskan to regroup after everything at Waterdeep. To make plans for the next stage, because his next stage essentially is to go down to this dragon lair. But I really like this ship side quest. That's wonderful. That's a good intro to everything as well.
Yeah.
Because once they have the ship, then they can go to Luskan. And then we could have a really fun Pirate City session or two with pirate shenanigans.
Like some people say, when they get there, we're trying to find Jarlaxle, can you help us? And then of course they get like other guys like, oh yeah, I know exactly where it is. Help me do this and I'll show you.
Yeah.
And then it turns out it's pretty like he's a pirate, so.
Yeah, I think I wonder how the cleric's gonna handle being with pirates. Kynan is very lawful good. I think he's lawful good. It feels like it. He's never quite sure wanting to do the underhanded stuff. But he wants to help people, which is good.
Well, maybe because he's not a paladin, he's a cleric. Maybe he'll try and convert the pirates. Maybe they'll try and like say they should worship Ilmater or whatever.
Oh, that would be funny. I haven't really seen him do the whole, evangelical stuff. That was more. Fergus was in the game at the very beginning. He was playing a dragonborn of Bahamut. And he had one pamphlet that was homemade that was a mix of common and draconic, and kept trying to hand it out. And then if he'd hand it out, he'd either ask for it back or make a new one. It was quite sweet. I really liked his character. Maybe they're the Robin Hood.
That sounds like something Fred would do.
Yeah.
I can see him playing that character as well.
Yeah. It was his first character. Rogar.
Or whatever.
Yeah, he was. His very first game was at my table.
Oh, okay, so you're super protective over him now because of that.
Super protective. No, it's kind of a claim to fame that at my table he was traumatized by Rogers the very first session.
I think everyone is traumatized by Rogers the first time they meet him. but he is kind of like, if I had to pick the favourite people in my life,
yeah,
I think it has to be him and Rob.
Yeah.
They're just ridiculous people, and I love them.
Yeah, that's a really good crew. No, if I can manage it, I want to be in at least one game with both of them consistently.
Yeah. Running a game with both of them is exciting but rewarding. Exciting was me being polite. It's a fucking nightmare, but it is rewarding. It's very rewarding.
Yeah, very creative. Very creative, both of them.
Well, there we go. Robin Hood-esque pirates. Good guys.
Yeah.
Steal from the rich and give to themselves.
Yeah, I think this is awesome. I think next time could probably sort out some visions that we can drop in for.
Yeah, you want like 2, 3, 4 kind of prepped ready in like an order of how they're just going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can always like do a bunch more later.
Yes. No. This campaign is going to be with a war with 2 warlocks on ship and a cleric, and then also the ranger having terrible visions. This is going to be full of weird dreamscapes and foreshadowing, and oh, I love it.
They're gonna ban cheese on the ship.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, like, we don't. Our dreams are bad enough already. We're not gonna have cheese dreams too.
Where they actually met first date. Aw. Yeah, some really
I
sweet
actually think
things.
we should. The first thing should be something like really traumatic.
Yeah,
So,
when...
maybe like how the person died or something, and then it rolls back to that. So it starts off and like, so they can like piece stuff together. Like they don't know it doesn't go in like specific order kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that they have to kind of piece the stuff together.
Yeah, because I imagine when they probably got separated somehow. Maybe the hag actually put the lover's soul into the ship. Kind of safekeeping.
Yeah. Oh, maybe this. Well, the hag loves like ruining people's lives.
Yeah.
So maybe this is it. This entire plot is her ultimate plan of like ruining their lives as a couple, kind of thing. Like this whole like it's all like a giant charade. So at the end she can go, "You're all screwed."
Yes. Oh yeah, and then like the next tier could be almost like a way of trying to figure out how to release the soul from the ship.
Like the plot gets revealed, and then they're kind of like, how do we break this stupid cycle now? Yeah.
Yeah, and then the final big bad will almost be like the hag and her coven.
Yeah. I like
all
that.
the way down the line. It wasn't Jarlaxle at all. He was actually okay. His motivations. Well, he's a means to an end kind of guy. They were too happy together. Yes.
Yeah, maybe he can maybe later he can potentially become an ally depending on how they handle it. Maybe.
Yeah. I think the thing that I really like about his character is that he was an ally, but then his motivations was obviously it was more important to him than anything else. And so he has lied to them, and there's a lot of illusion. But then I like the idea, hopefully it goes over well and they don't just fight him. But if they do, then he just becomes an enemy and he's just trying to get to the end. But then once his motivations are revealed, then maybe they'll switch back over. Ugh.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Like eventually there'll be some kind of reveal and saying your choice was potentially, all thought out kind of thing, and they'll like, oh no regret, blah blah blah, drama. Yeah.
Yes, drama.
Yeah, drama. That's it. That's why we do this drama.
That's right.
All right.
This is so delicious.
We're going to carry on for a bit. Or are we going to call it there?
No, I think we'll call it here. It's 11:30. This has given me a lot more to think about, and I'll probably flesh out a bit more. And I think next time maybe we make some maps next time. Or hunt out some. I don't know. We'll figure some stuff out so we can keep these a bit more pointed and creative and expanding out. I'm excited about these undead mermaids too.
Yeah. That's really good.
So, if you guys, anyone watching right now, thanks for tuning in. We are Wayfarers League, and you can find out, we run free games, and you can find all our open events on wayfarersleague.com. You can also find our Twitch channel, or Twitch schedule there. We have events. If you become a member, you get access to our events early and can sign up before everyone else. And you can say, ha, I got to be here first. This afternoon we have a GM's chat, so you can come back and just chat to us about games, and bring us questions, and we can help answer them, hopefully, on how to run your table, how we run our table, and also just if you have questions about the games in general. And not just D&D, but we also do a variety of other games. And I'll probably talk about Fate a bit, because I ran it last night for the first time. Yeah. And very soon, is it this week or is it next week that you're in Homebrew Lab, Sam? I'm getting all confused. Is it the week after?
Tuesday 28th. So
this
next week. Yeah.
this week we have we have Homebrew Lab where Sam will be joining us, and we'll be making a spell, and I will be drawing it live. So that's Tuesday night at 9. And I hope you all tune in. I just did a big drop of stuff on YouTube. So if you can, head over to our YouTube channel and give us a subscribe. Hit the subscribe. You can subscribe to us here and follow and all of the jazz. I really would love to get us to 100 subscribers on YouTube so then we can have our own unique.
Just quickly, Sarah. Sorry to interrupt. Alcador has just made an extremely important comment.
I saw. I was getting there.
Okay, cool.
Yes, you can find, we actually do have merchandise available on Redbubble as well as Cotton Cart. You can find shirts and things, and I've got my water bottle. Actually, I don't have my water bottle up here. That's strange. I have a water bottle, and it's really cool, and you can get your own. There's also, like I said, t-shirts and all sorts of stuff. There's bedding. You can get stuff with Flourish is a very infamous NPC in our Discord server, which you can join. By finding a link on our website. And it's an amazing community. We do all sorts of stuff. But yes, so like, subscribe, merchandise on our shop, on our website. Tons of information there. You can find out all the stuff about what we are, who we are, and come and check us out and join us on Discord and join the insanity of all our weird conversations. But for now, I'm going to say goodnight. We will be back with Behind the Jam Screen in 2 weeks, 10 a.m., with a very tired Sarah and a very loud Sam.
Well, I'm not going to argue, that's true.
Bye, guys. See you in a few hours for GMs.